Hello Internet and welcome to another video on the PCGamesN YouTube channel. Ben Anime Barrett here, joined by Richard Warhammer Scott Jones.
Hello.
Which can mean only one thing. There isn't a new anime series that I want to talk about. There's a new Warhammer faction coming to Total War Warhammer 2. Announced right as this video goes live. The Tomb Kings are coming.
Yeah.
Aren't you shocked, Rich?
No one's surprised by this.
Surprised. No one's surprised.
Yeah.
January 23rd, they're going to hit the game.
January 23rd. That's when they're due, and everyone was predicting this.
Yeah.
They're the only major faction who have territory on the Warhammer 2 map.
Yeah, they're kind of right in the middle of one of the continents and suspiciously not there, right?
Suspiciously not there, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're being added. It looks like we can expect sort of the same size of campaign map as we've seen before, but in the meantime we have a lovely new trailer to watch, which shows a Dark Elf raiding party plundering a Tomb King tomb, and then the raiding party is wiped out by animated statues called Ushabti.
I thought it was just going to end there. I thought it was just going to be like, oh, they get wiped out, and then yes, the Tomb Kings are here. But then one of them makes it outside.
Yeah,
that's when you see the really cool stuff.
That's when you see the. So he's chased outside by a tomb scorpion, which is this thing that sort of pops out of the ground and stabs him with its stinger. And then a proper-sized Tomb King's army attacks the Dark Elf camp, and you see some of the Tomb King's coolest units, and a lot of the big highlights from the tabletop roster are there. They're a carrion, but they're those flappy, those birds which are attacking.
That'll be their flying unit, or one of their flying units,
I think they're the only flying unit in the Tomb King's army book.
So unless they've added something in, then that's probably what you can expect.
Which is unlikely. Yeah. But then there's you see the Necro Sphinx, like massive construct attacking the front lines of the Dark Elf party, and excitingly, you see a Hierotitan.
Right now, these.
Yeah.
You told me they never actually existed.
They had rules in the tabletop game in the 8th edition rulebook, but they never actually got a model.
Yeah.
In the lore, it's a sarcophagus. It houses a sarcophagus of a Tomb King priest who grants it various magical powers. So it's great that Creative Assembly have come up with their own model when none existed in the tabletop game. Anyway, that's the trailer.
Yeah.
The exciting thing is that it's different from previous DLC packs.
This is the first major one for Warhammer 2, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So this is probably what we can expect going forward. Basically, there isn't a mini campaign. There isn't a kind of single player thing that has a little bit of a story to it.
So that's the big change from Wood Elves and Beastmen. CA actually did say a little while ago that they were going to respond to community feedback on this. Most players didn't really like the mini campaigns, and players said instead we'd rather have a more fully fleshed out unit roster at launch and more legendary lords. So that's what we're getting. We're getting 4 legendary lords in the Tomb King's campaign pack, according to CA. You'll be able to play as Cetra the Imperishable, as Queen Khalida, as Grand Hierophant Kartep, and
somebody the Black.
And as Arcane the Black. And we'll say just a little bit of all of these things. Cetra the Imperishable is like the default Tomb King. He's the Arch Tomb King. He's the ruler of the most powerful city in Hekara, Khemri. He was in life a human warmongerer and conqueror king. All fairly standard stuff. But then Queen Khalida is a little bit interesting. She's like an avatar of the Asp goddess. In the tabletop game, she granted poison attacks. She did something crazy like give all of her archers poison attacks, which was really, really strong.
Right, okay.
So there's a little flavour, a little bit of...
so maybe a bit more like ranged focused?
A little bit more range focused, maybe a little bit more poison focused perhaps.
Okay.
Also she has a lot of beef with the early vampires.
Right.
So expect that to be reflected perhaps in her diplomatic relationships.
Okay.
And number 3, Hierophant Kartep. I don't actually know too much about him. He, in the lore, was the Grand Hierophant, the High Priest sort of, while Cetra was ruling.
So he's going to be the spellcaster.
He's for sure going to be the spellcaster, but more than that we don't really know. But then related to that is Arcane the Black. So there's a really big figure in the lore called Nagash, who frankly I could talk about for an entire 20 minutes. In short, Nagash is the reason that the Tomb Kings are as they are. He's the first necromancer. He came up with the magic of necromancy, and he cast this massive spell which reawakened all of the Tomb Kings as gross mummies, right? And obviously they weren't happy about that. They all are not fans of Nagash, putting it mildly.
Not pleased.
And Arcane the Black was his biggest fan, his first lieutenant.
Right. So he's probably not too popular either.
No, it's very unlikely.
Anyway, so that's what's going on with the Tomb Kings. We just got that trailer at the moment. We expect to see gameplay at some point down the line. They've only got about a month to kind of go through the full process, the full PR process. So we'll hopefully see more from the Tomb Kings pretty soon. Comes out on January 23rd. They haven't announced a price, but we'd expect it. The old one was like $15, £12, 50 euros,
something of that order. But we don't know how cutting out the mini campaign is going to affect the price. price.
Yeah, so that might even bring it down, or it could bring it up because they probably had to do quite a lot more game design in terms of units and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But we don't have a full roster yet, so we'll see about that as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Please do keep your eye on the website and the YouTube channel over the next few weeks, as we've got loads of content coming up over the Christmas break, including an extremely fascinating piece by Richard himself, based on his own master's thesis. Sexy stuff. Thanks very much for joining us. Do subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.